Hello everyone, and welcome to my Asgarnia Locked Ultimate Ironman. This is Phaladyn, and in this series we plan to explore all that Asgarnia has available and progress our account to its max potential before we unlock access to the God Wars dungeon. Please know that the audio in these clips have a little too much game sound, but will be adjusted in later videos. As you can see by my total level, I've made quite a bit of progress on this account already and have several more videos already pre-recorded, so please consider subscribing to the channel to see more videos as they release. So we've made it to Asgarnia, leaving Lumbridge and running through Draenor. We are about to take our first steps in, and honestly, I'm not sure when we're going to be coming out of here. The first thing on the agenda is I'm going to get 6 combat, which I will explain in just a little bit here. Unsettling amount of lag, and immediately I have no clue what's going on with this conga line, but I'm going to kill some chickens, gather some feathers, get some prayer XP, maybe do a little bit of cooking, and I will report back as soon as I have finished with that. Alright, so I managed to get myself a couple of strength levels so far, and now I'm going to go ahead and see if I can cook this chicken anywhere. I'm hoping this fireplace will let me. That would make sense, but I'm not seeing a cooking range anywhere. And these roofs need to go. I'll take care of that in a moment off screen just so I don't waste time. But let's see. Okay, perfect. It will. First one success. Awesome. That's going to be a level 2 right away. That'll be kind of annoying that I gotta click this, but this will be some nice food just in case I get a Slayer task that is going to require, a little bit of food. I could always grab some cabbage or something silly like that, but as long as I'm killing these chickens, I might as well, get some XP as well as just a slightly better food source, than cabbage. Alright, so we should be hitting 8 cooking on this grind, which is actually a lot more than I was expecting. I'm just about to get level 6 for strength, which I think, and I could be very wrong, but I think that'll allow me to start punching 2s, making attack go a bit faster. You can see I'm pretty close to the attack level anyways, so I'm just going to keep grinding. I am pretty close to 5. Yeah, this next level will get me 5, and then also my feather stack is looking quite nice, so I should be wrapping up the chicken grind here pretty shortly. And there's the first hit point level on the account. I don't think I'm going to be getting another one here in this grind. I should be hitting 6 combat far before I get to 12, but definitely going to be beneficial, especially when starting Slayer. And that will be 3 attack with the 7 strength, which is going to be giving us the total of 6 combat. And with that being done, I'm going to go ahead and take the remainder of my raw chicken, get it cooked up, hopefully grab ourselves 8 cooking, and then we will make our way towards Turiel for the first time to grab a Slayer assignment, hoping it is one we can actually do. And of course, I end up burning 3 of the chickens, so we're going to be just shy of that 8 cooking. Not a big deal. I'm sure I'm going to be back here at the chickens, as every chicken killed is future fletching XP, and that's definitely going to be something I will need. So we've finally made it to our friend Turiel's house, and the reason that we wanted 6 combat in the first place is because that is actually going to give us 3 more Slayer tasks that we can be assigned, being cows, bats, and dwarves, all of which can be completed within Asgarnia. And so the reason I'm doing that is because prior to 5 combat, we only have 5 Slayer assignments that we can be given, being birds, goblins, rats, spiders, which are all completable within Asgarnia, and monkeys, which I will not be able to do. So getting that 6 combat is going to give us 3 more, giving us a much better chance at receiving a task that we can actually finish. And then the next step is going to be at, let's see here, 13 combat. Granted, that's if we get something that isn't monkeys. Apparently we get an explanation here first. Hunting rats. Thank goodness, that is the best thing that I've heard today. I do actually need to kill a giant rat to get meat for the Druidic Ritual quest, And then we also have a Slayer gem here, which I don't believe I'm actually going to need, but I will go ahead and start making my way towards the giant rats, and I will see you there shortly. So, as I'm walking away, I've actually decided I'm only going to kill the rats with 2 HP. The reason for that is the lower I can keep my Slayer level, the more of a chance I'm actually going to have at getting another one that I can complete. I also believe I can kill 32 of those rats, seeing as they only have 2 HP each, and still be able to be 6 combat by the end of it. I can split my XP between, every combat style that you're seeing here, and that's going to allow me to get another task at 6 combat, which is the best chance that I'm going to get ever on this account. So I might as well utilize that and get another task and just pray, hope and pray that I don't get monkeys. Just not yet. And we've made it to the Dwarven Mines to go ahead and start our task. Gonna get the first kill here. Eventually, apparently. There we go. And we're gonna see our first Slayer drop of the account. That is a great feeling. Being stuck with monkeys is the last thing I wanted to see on this account. So the fact that we're gonna be able to get close to 2 Slayer here is going to be really great. And with that, we are going to complete our first task. Let's see here. What does this say? You've completed 1 task and will need 4 more before you start receiving Slayer points. Okay. Well, I don't think Slayer points are actually going to be that big of a deal for this account at all. But I'm going to go ahead and hang out with Turiel again and hope we get something good for us. Now, the absolute best task that we can get right now is going to be Dwarves. That's going to reward us the most XP, as well as give us some pretty valuable unlocks for the account. So I'm really hoping, Turiel, please be humble. Spiders? Okay, we'll take it. We only got a roll of 16, which is 1 above the minimum. So that's a little disappointing, but all in all, pretty pleased with that. And I believe we could probably find some really low-level spiders as well. We can probably stay within... We can absolutely stay at 6 combat. This is either the best thing or the worst thing ever for this account. So, I've made it to the edge of Asgarnia, and here is a level 2 spider that I can kill. This particular spider can only deal 1 damage, but it will reward me with 5 experience rather than 2, just like the level 1 spiders would give. So this is going to be my best option, and I'm starting to regret already killing those really low level rats. I could have gotten some more XP because this is going to land me just above 2 by the time I'm done, and even though I want to stay low level after the first 1 or 2 to make it easier to get a completable task, I definitely think that I should have been killing the giant rats, not the little ones. So I'm hoping that won't, come back around and end up hurting me in the end. But as you can see, I've got these tiles set up, and I just need this guy here to cross over this line so that I can kill him. And I'm contemplating working on fletching at the moment, just so I can start using range to kill this spider. That would require, let's see here, 5 fletching, which is pretty quick. Come on. Come on. Oh man, how long am I going to wait for 5 XP? Okay, this isn't worth it. I'm going to need fletching sooner than later. So I'm going to go grab an axe, which I believe there's one just above the furnace in Phaladyn. And then I'm going to scrounge together a couple pennies to purchase myself a knife, and we'll go ahead and start the fletching grind. Now, clearly I've just been lugging all of this chicken around, and I do need some money, so I think the best thing that I can do in this situation is going to be working on pickpocketing and using the money I get to fund some of these early levels, as well as use these chickens that I don't really, have another use for towards my health. And that's going to be the first thieving level on this account. It actually took a little bit longer than I would have liked it to, but we've got ourselves 33 coins so far. That's going to be a decent start. That's more than enough to get a knife. But as I said, I'm just going to stick around here for a little bit, hoping that each level is going to make it slightly easier to get through. And level 2 is already paying off. I've had more successful pickpockets in the last 10 seconds than I've had in the last couple minutes. That there is 6 thieving. We found ourselves with 192 gold, which is a pretty good start. I'm down 4 HP, and I decided I'm just going to keep on carrying these chickens around with me for the time being. I'm actually going to go ahead and grab myself the first weapon of this account, as well as that knife to begin our fletching. And you'll see what that weapon is in just 1 second. And here we find ourselves at the mace shop. I'm going to pick up an iron mace. This is going to be our weapon for at least a little bit here. I can eventually make myself a bronze scimitar, but I think this will do the job just fine. I'm going to go ahead and... There's no knives? I'm caught off guard. I'm going to go ahead and grab myself something I do know exists, being the bronze axe. Let's see. Perfect. And I'm going to figure out where I can grab a knife from. There's definitely one here. So I've decided that now is probably the best time for me to pick up the bronze pickaxe and start working towards, let's see, 1 coin. What a steal. And start working towards some mining and smithing levels. I will need to make the bronze arrowheads so that I can even start training ranged in the first place. And with the purchase of the pickaxe, it's now going to be time to say goodbye to our chicken as well as our Slayer gem, just because I'm going to need exactly 24 spaces for all of the tin as well as all of the copper. And I'm also coming to the realization I don't even know what the ores really look like here. Okay, perfect. So this is tin. I'm going to grab myself 12 of these. I'm going to grab the copper, and then you'll catch me over at the furnace. Alrighty, so I lied. I'm still here, but that is going to be 5 mining. That's going to be a pretty good start on the account, as I need 15 to complete Doric's quest. I could probably find a loophole around that regarding, finding a different way to source the iron, but I do need the mining levels in the end anyways. But I just wanted to give a quick update on the 5 mining before I find you guys over at the furnace. That's going to be 2 smithing for us, and I'm also realizing now that I can't smith arrowheads right away. I'm going to need to get to 5, I believe. Let's see here. Yeah, 5 smithing, which isn't a big deal, but it is somewhat of a problem. It's going to take a little bit longer to make these arrows and the bow than I was originally expecting, but I'm just going to grab this hammer, and I guess I'm going to go start smithing. I don't really know what else to do here other than start this grind. I originally mapped out a plan of everything I wanted to do in this account, and the order, at least for the first, week of this account, but it doesn't seem to be going quite as I was expecting. So I'm wondering if all that planning was for nothing. Alrighty, we have made it to Thurgo's hut. I'm going to go ahead and make some, let's see, some bronze maces here. I know that I can sell 5 at a time, and that will give me, I believe it's 10 gold per mace at Flynn's. So that's going to be pretty good towards the cash stack. Another 50 gold. It's not very much, but right now it's everything I need. So I'm going to keep on going with the maces here, I suppose. I was hoping that I would hit 3. And then I'm also going to make myself a bronze med helm as well, considering I don't have anything for the head slot at this time. So I'm just going to go ahead and make 1 or 2, perhaps. Okay, just 1. Wonderful. And then I guess we just keep going. Hold on. Did I just see something? Can I make bronze bolts? Not until 9. Okay, that would be not so great for us. So we're gonna we're gonna ignore that and just keep going with the maces for the time being. I'm gonna go ahead and make my way back up towards Falador once I purchase the knife from Port Sarim. Port Sarim, however you want to say it, I don't care. So I've located the knife and it is 15 gold, an absolute robbery. I really don't want to talk about it. I'm going to drop the axe for the time being. I can always pick up another one above the furnace, which I'm heading towards now anyways, and this is going to give me another inventory spot that will get me another bronze bar. So it's going to be a learning curve for me. I've never played a UIM before, so this inventory management is going to prove pretty difficult for me, at least at the start. We've got the inventory finished, and we also got ourselves 7 mining, which is going to be majorly beneficial as the early levels here are pretty painfully slow. The grind to 15 won't be that bad, but when I've got another agenda that I'm trying to work, waiting 10 seconds on a single ore is not exactly my idea of fun. That is going to land us exactly at 4 smithing. We can now make bronze short swords, some dart tips. Oh, can I make dart tips? Man, I'm really just trying to find any way around the rest of this process right now. Let me see here. Where even is fletching? Bronze darts, level 10. Not possible. Back to the drawing board. So I've decided to start doing a little bit of woodcutting and fletching right now while I restore my run XP. Having 1 agility has been much harder on me than I thought it would be. I cannot wait to finally start getting some levels. Well, I shouldn't say that. I can't wait until I have received levels, but my method of training agility is actually not going to be that great. It's going to be a painful process, but once that day comes, I will be more than happy that I finally got it over with. And there is 3 fletching. I think that's going to be a good point to stop for the time being. I'm going to go ahead and make my way down to Thurgo's hut once again, start making some of those bronze arrows, and hopefully we will be 5 fletching by the end of that, and then we can start working on our bow. Alrighty, and we have 5 smithing finally coming in. We've got 9 bars that we can make into arrow tips, and that's going to be enough for now. That should definitely get us to our 5 fletching that we were looking for, and we'll just go to Taverley, find some flax, and oh my goodness, I really hope that we can actually spin the flax into bowstring. I don't know what level's required for that, now that I'm thinking about it. Is this grind going to be longer than I thought? Let's see. Crafting. Spinning. 10 crafting? Oh no, I should have just waited. I should have just waited for these spiders to show up. Oh gosh. Okay, well, I've got 135 arrow tips now. Oh man. This is not good. And I'm actually going to go ahead and drop the remainder of the arrow shafts. I don't need those clogging up the inventory. Luckily, I can put these arrows... Ooh, level 4. Wonderful. Thanks for interrupting me. I can put these arrows in my ammunition slot, so this won't take up any space. And that way, I also didn't use up the feathers from my stack. So it's not a big loss that I'm dropping those. Little bit of time, but there we go. That's going to be our 5. I can now make an unstrung bow, but prior to doing that, I think I need to go find some shears, sell these maces, and start working on 10 crafting. Alright, and we've got our first inventory of 16 wool to spin here into balls. I hope that this gives decent... oh boy. Oh no. Oh no, this isn't gonna cut it. I'm going to be here forever. There's got to be a better way. I think I have to go. I think I've got to go back to Port Sarim and start buying. Oh man, start buying supplies to blow beer glasses. Even though the crafting grind has just begun, it's already time to say goodbye to the shears. The best thing that I can do for myself at the moment is most likely just drop everything I don't need. This won't be the worst grind in the world. I'm sure a lot of you are already rolling your eyes at me, but I'm just not used to this. Just to get a little more cash going here, we went ahead and grabbed level 7 thieving. This is a decent bit of cash. I think that I should be able to get to 10 from here. This was actually significantly faster than I was expecting it to be, so I don't know why I was complaining earlier. And that there is going to be 10 crafting. The grind wasn't so bad after all. Right, so I end up just shy. I'm going to go ahead and pick some flax though, but I'm off to Taverley now. I'm going to go ahead, get as much flax as I can, spin it all, and then finally, after what seems like it might be a couple hours to get this bow, I'm positive I could have done this far more efficiently, especially if I skipped over the whole sheep incident. But we're just about done, and we'll be back to Slayer. And for those of you who may not have known this, there is a flax spawn here in Taverley by the fountain. I don't believe it's anywhere near a spinning wheel. Let's see here. Yeah, it's looking like this house again is going to be the spinning house. And we've managed to grab ourselves 11 crafting here. So I'm going to go ahead, finish spinning the rest of this. We should be able to get 12 from this, I believe. Yeah, it's looking like that'll be the case. And then I'm just going to spend a little time hanging out over here at the trees, making some bows, and then finally killing ourselves some spiders. And we have finally gotten ourselves some short bows. I'm just going to go ahead and finish through the rest of this as always. And the next time you see me, I will be on the other side of the Phaladyn wall, just within Asgarnia, finally doing our Slayer task. So, I was an absolute fool, and I sold every single short bow I made to the general store, and did not keep one for myself. And you can't buy them back, even if you're the one who sold it to the general store. So I decided I'm going to go through and make some more bowstrings just to get as much XP as we can. We'll get level 13 here, but we won't make it quite to 14. And I'm just going to make one more bow, drop the rest of the string, and get to the spiders. Alright, so I'm finally here, and of course, after spending all that time, the spider was already on my side of the line, but that's okay. I'm just gonna get through this. I'm more or less just gonna try to hit them once, drag them past the line, give them a couple bonks with the old iron mace, and we have our very first Slayer level. Hoping to get many more on this account. I'm not sure how realistic that is, but I've got a certain goal in mind. I'm going to keep that goal to myself and hope we hit it. With this task, we still have 5 spiders left to go, and unfortunately, there's just no way around me finishing this task and still being 6 combat. That means we're going to go up to 7, which is going to introduce 2 more Slayer monsters, one that we can complete and one that we can't. This is going to mess with our odds quite a bit. And so the next best time for us to get a task is actually going to be at the combat level of 13. With that, we got Slayer. I wish we got another Slayer level, but we got 2 ranged. And that, oh, well. Well, that was just bad timing, I suppose. Okay. Well, that is 7 combat. Only 4 left to go. Definitely wishing this was a bigger task and that we had a better spider to kill that would give more than just 5 XP each.
seeing as we will not be getting 3 Slayer from this task. But so long as I can grab another one after this, everything is going to be just fine. And that is the end of our Slayer task. I'm going to go ahead over to, well, I was going to say over to Turiel, but I guess I've got some more combat training I got to get done before I can find my way back to him.
Thank you to all who have watched the video to this point, and if you have, please consider liking and subscribing for more content. In episode 2, we will be working on achieving more combat levels before we get our third task of the account. Thank you, and I'll see you again soon.